We are about to get started in about 3 seconds.
1, 2, 3.
How you doing, Dad?
Hey, great. Feels good. Glad to be alive. Yep.
Yeah, that's important.
Yes.
That's important. So we got we're going to talk about Roseanne Barr today.
Yes.
What it means to be a Democrat or Republican.
Yes. Yeah.
And North Korea.
Yes.
And we're going to do all that after this. All right, Dad. So, how you feeling?
Good.
All right. So yeah, you never saw that before.
No.
All right. So that we got all that stuff out the way. Where you want to start?
Start with Roseanne Barr. That surprised me. I was surprised that ABC responded that quickly.
I am too.
Yes.
I am too. That's not something that happens too often.
No.
We're in a different day and time.
Yes.
I'm glad it happened.
Yeah.
She got what she deserved. She got what she had coming.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that it set a precedent to let people know. This, I think, can be a bigger message to the conservative people, because Trump claimed Roseanne. You know, he said that Roseanne's show was about us.
Yeah.
He said it was about us.
Mm-hmm.
And to me, you can be a conservative, but that doesn't mean that you have to be like that. Because I know some Republican people that don't agree with all the crazy stuff she said, and would say, and this is not the first crazy thing she said. She's got a couple passes. They let her go with a couple things, but this was a little bit too much.
Well, I mean, look, if you go back to 1990 when she was singing the national anthem, I mean, and they talk about the football players.
Yeah,
I mean that was a total disgrace, and that was she's denigrating America. What she was doing, that was horrible. But some people get passes, and but I think that's there's going to be a line in the sand real soon.
There's not one there yet. Well, a very defined line.
A very defined line.
Yeah. See
where we are going as a country, where we stand, and what we stand for. I think the whole world, even in November, going to be waiting to see how America responds to this upcoming election, because that's a direct reflection on how we're responding to Donald Trump, whether we're going to embrace Trump laws or we're going to maintain the laws of this country. And it's real. This election is, we always say, it sounds so cliche, this is the most important election to face us in years. Everybody says that.
What about when Reagan was running in the second race against Mondale? They probably didn't have that same type of feeling, right?
No, nothing has compared to this.
88?
Nothing compares to this. This is, when you denigrate the FBI and the CIA, and nothing. Because if you take nothing, no, not in my lifetime. And I'm sure back during the Civil War, it was devastating. They didn't know whether America was going to maintain or fold. But in my generation, this has been unprecedented.
As far as just the climate.
Yeah, yeah. Because as I said before, there's a civil war going on right now, and I think that and something that you have said, that the Democrats have not defined themselves. The Republicans have defined themselves. We are behind Trump. This is Trump's party. He took over. That's why they leave it. You got
and the ones that don't agree are leaving.
Are leaving.
But they're quietly leaving.
They're quietly leaving, and they're quietly leaving because they know that if they make a lot of noise, they won't have no money. I got to leave with some money. You know what I mean? I got to have something that I'm leaving to, and so that's why they're going quietly and still supporting some of his agenda. But this is what I thought about some things that you said, and that's what I came up with some things that when I talk about that the Democrats, Republicans, and the independents have to recognize right now. Starting in November, the whole world, Diamond, is going to be watching to see what we do in America because they want to see if this is if we're going to embrace Trump's laws. Because if we embrace Trump's laws, then those are the Republicans. As Democrats, we've got to embrace the laws of this country, the laws that have made this country what it is, that we've been trying to perfect for the past 240 years. I guess that's how long, 1776 to now, about 241 years. Yeah. And of course, it's not perfect, but definitely. But for the first time, everybody got an opportunity to contribute. Black people, Asians, all of us can contribute. We got to decide whether we want to be a country that embraces those same characteristics that Martin Luther King talked about, that we're going to judge a person by its character. If you do, you're a Democrat. You're going to vote for Democratic. If you're going to vote on color, it's Republican, because that's what they're doing. We are voting on, Republicans are voting on color, on your race. So if that is what you're going to, you're a Republican. And the rest of the world is waiting to see which way this country is going. Because they already know that we had a Civil War. We might not know it, but they see what's happening.
And so when you say voting on color, that's not only against black people.
No.
That would be against
everybody.
Everybody, right.
White, the Republicans are voting for white people. They're saying this is my country, this is my land, and we're going to run it the way we want to, and we don't care about any of you. What you no say. I remember, and I'm diverting for a second, but I remember about 25 years ago, I got into and you might remember this. I got into altercation, a war, kind of with a neighborhood. We lived on Bernice Avenue in Baltimore, and they wanted to put a landfill in our area. And initially, I was for the landfill because they talked about bringing jobs to our community, and I went to the community meeting and was working with them. Then I realized that they didn't want to do anything for the community. If you're going to bring a landfill is a dump. So if you're going to bring a landfill, the property value is going to immediately fall. And
where did they want to put this landfill?
Lincoln Park, right behind us, right where the streams are, right in Lincoln Park.
Lincoln Park.
Yeah.
Lincoln.
By
near Glen Allen, back there.
Yeah, where you used to play at.
You talking about the field?
Yeah.
By Mount Olivet.
Yeah. On the other side of it.
Where the cement factory is.
Yeah,
so you're talking about right where...
Right. That's where, because they own that. They own that factory. It was Redland.
Okay.
It was a company out of England called Redland.
So were they going to do like how in Park Heights, on Garrison and Reisterstown Road, how those trucks go over there? It was going to be like that?
Well, it was going to be constantly trucks unloading and unloading.
Garbage.
And that was another problem because the roads weren't stable enough for that.
That bridge.
Cracking the bridge. It was going to bring a lot of... and they were going to make... I was talking about 25 years ago, and they were going to make like $1 billion. And that $1 billion 25 years ago was like about $10 billion today. And I said that's good. But we want to do a partnership with the community. They said a partnership.
Unprecedented.
They said a partnership. What do you mean a partnership? I said if you're gonna put a landfill, a dump, and our property values are gonna go down, and you said you want to work with us, then this is how we want to be able to get some of the benefits too. You know, some of the profits. And Smoke was initially for Kurt Smoke, who was the mayor at that time. This is in the mid 90s, 95, 96. And then after meeting with Mayor Smoke, he heard our side that we couldn't do this because if you don't want to share the profits with the community that you're about to destroy, I said, this might be a ghetto to you, but it's ours. That's the main thing. This is our.
So where did Kurt Smoke stand?
He eventually got on our side, and so he eventually. I got the articles and everything. He eventually got on our side, and what happened is that and this is I'm getting to the point. These people said, if we have to share anything with that community, we'll scrap the whole thing. So. You mean you would scrap the whole thing and you're going to get 90%. If we just wanted 10%, you don't even want to do business with us. They said we don't want to share anything with the community. We'll paint the recreation center. That's what they wanted to do, was paint the rec and create some jobs. And we found out that was going to be, it was going to be no more than about 10 or 15 jobs. But this is the same mentality that the Trump administration and those Republicans have, that all of this is ours. We don't want to share. And that was the same thing that's how you see certain my opinions are. They said, we don't want to share anything with you. 10%, no deal. And the Smoke agreed that we should get 10%. And so they scrapped it. That was 25 years ago. Yeah, that was 25 years ago. They didn't want to do business with us, but they wanted to turn our neighborhood to a dump, but we couldn't share. And the community, the value of the houses are going to diminish immediately. And then so you see what kind of people you're dealing with. These people aren't fair. And the same mentality when the Republicans kept saying, when Obama was was president, they kept saying, he's not one of us. He's not like us. They were saying that he doesn't have a superior attitude. He is not
an elitist.
An elitist. And he doesn't look at himself as we do, as Republicans, as supremacists. That's basically what it is. But we have to get this country back on track. That's the key. We're going to get America back on track in November. And back on track meaning that we are for law and order. If you believe that the FBI, the CIA, and the police department should pay their allegiance to Donald Trump, those are Republicans. If you think that the FBI, the CIA, and the local police department should pay their allegiance to the American people for the laws of this country, then you're a Democrat. It's real simple. The line's got to be drawn right down the sand. Who we are and who they are. They are for themselves and for they're for white people. Republicans are for white people in this country, and they proved themselves.
Yeah. So what would you say to the black Republican or the Spanish Republican? Because they got some of those floating around.
Well, you know, we do. We have one I talked to on Sunday in my family. Your middle sister.
Who?
Your middle sister.
Is what?
I mean, I don't know what she is. She told me that the thing that I was saying, it's not that simple. You can't just say that, you know, if you are for Trump, that you are for him taking over the FBI and the CIA. This is what he's saying to them. He's asking them, he's telling them, give your allegiance to me. Not to the United States, but to Donald Trump. And the rest of the world is waiting to see if America does that. And then England will be able to go their way, and Germany will go their way. There's going to be a split. And they're waiting to see whether the United States is going to have allegiance with Russia over 200 years of friendship with Canada, England, France, and maybe the last 50, 70 years with Germany, but
70
years with Germany, but he wants to scrap those and have allegiance with Russia. Number one, and plus he doesn't like dealing with women anyway, because I mean Germany is run by a woman,
right?
England is run by a woman. He can't stomach that at all. But we've got to draw that line, and it's got to be defined.
So what happens if they are successful in changing the narrative? Because now he seems to be switching gears to say that the Mueller investigation is going to meddle in the 2018 election. I think he's trying to set the stage for a potential loss for the Republicans, and then try to say that they shifted the balance to try to cover for the potential loss.
Yeah, but that's all they can do. I mean, that's what they've been. Yeah, that's his defense, to try to act like they're corrupt and Hillary Clinton should be in jail, not me. We need to be investigating her. You know, that's what he's been saying all along. And that's just that. Here it is. And if the American people go, that's what the rest of the world is watching. They got binoculars on, watching us to see if we're going to go for it. And here's a president that everybody knows is a liar. And I heard him the other day saying, well, you know, you got to define what a lie is. A lie, they said a lie, a definition of true lie is when you believe that it is, what you're saying is true. You know, and I didn't know it was a lie. I believed it. So if he believes it, is it really a lie? I mean, so it gets into absolute bull. And so it's a matter of America standing up and determining whether they want to be the America they've been, or they want to go and chart a new
or the America that they claim to be.
Right.
Because I heard him say to the Naval Academy that they tamed this country, and they're not going to apologize for for who they are. Mm-hmm. That's a racist statement if I've ever heard one.
Yeah.
Tame this continent really reflects poorly on the indigenous people that were here before the Europeans came here. Mm-hmm. And the fact that an apology is more than apologies owed, but the fact that you don't even see that wrong has been done to he said that he looked up to Andrew Jackson, so that's one of the biggest enemies to all people, really.
And I mean, the American Indian or the Native Americans gave you the description of these people long ago. He said they speak with forked tongue because they lie. They lie. You know, they had a treaty with Iran. They said, scrap it.
I mean, and the thing is that you're right. I mean, and how many treaties did they break with the Indians?
Oh my goodness,
the Native Americans.
It's untold, and didn't care.
Still don't.
No. You know, and we were supposed to get 40 acres in the mule. You can't have had somebody in at captivity, and then you say, "Well, you free? Go, go. No money, just go."
Right.
You got to give us something to work with.
That's why what we have been able to accomplish is so amazing.
It is
when you think about, because that's what happened. It was just kind of like go, and I'm sure some of them were so scared about the unknown.
Of course,
they just said, "I'd rather just stay here for the known."
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
and the fact that we then turn that around to the heights that we have achieved.
That's why I said we got the Midas touch. You know
amazing.
What I mean? It's incredible. It's just like Jesse Jackson said, from the outhouse, woo, to the White House. I mean, that's incredible. And then here's another thing that we have to understand, and I'm not just, I'm just telling the way it is, that during that time, going back 200 years ago, we were to them like cattle, right?
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, 200 years later, the cow is the president. This is how they look at it. I'm telling you, I've been around these people and deal with them on the highest levels. I know how they think. This is a cow now, and he's in charge. No, we taking my country. This is what it means. I'm getting my country back.
This is what make America great again.
Yes. We're going. No, we're not taking it. And that's why he started off being Trump the first days. We gotta be mean. We've been too nice. We gotta start being mean, folks.
That's code for
we gotta start being mean, folks. That's what. Yeah, exactly. And that's why you see all these incidents. People calling the police because somebody's in college sleeping. Books, and she's, somebody having a picnic, and they gonna call the police. This is what all this is.
This is the direct result of the codes that Trump has been sending.
And so we have to start changing the narrative and draw that line right down the middle.
Which is the issue that I have with Democrats right now.
Yeah, well, they got to stand up
because they scared of a line.
Yeah, but they don't have no choice now.
They need to call. The only way, and we've talked about this. To me, the only way that you can successfully combat this problem is with an aggressive counteraction.
Yes.
It's just like if you become, if your porch had become infested with termites, right? A simple spray here and there is not, so you don't offend anybody. Is not going to deal with the problem. You have to. You probably going to have to tear the porch down and rebuild it at a certain point, because otherwise the foundation has been so corroded that the porch is going to fall with a step.
And see, and let me tell you, that's the philosophy that the counterparts have. Yeah, that's what the Republicans. That's why they want to tear this down. Yes. They want to tear it down and build it all over again.
Yes.
And we got to determine whether they're going to use Trump's philosophy, lying, cheating, steal. I mean, just unbelievable.
Yeah.
And that's the reason that this North Korea situation is taking place, is because the Chinese have indicated to North Korea, that is almost now or never. If you want to do any business with the United States, you can do it now with this president, because he's not like the other ones. He doesn't have the ethic. He doesn't have the ethics and the morals that those other people have. Human rights. He don't care about that. So you can make a deal. That's what's happening. You can make a deal with him, and he wants money. You want money. You can make a deal, but you got to do it now, because if they get another president in here, it's not going to work, because they're going to go back to human rights and ethics and morals. This is what they go. This is what's happening. And this is how they think. And I can say that too, because I've worked closely with white companies at the highest level, from the president, corporate, and I've worked in China too, and I know how they think.
Who's easier to do business with?
What do you mean?
Asian people or the white people that you dealt with?
Oh, Asia. They're all about the money. In Asia. But the Asians. I had no problem. In fact, I was treated better over there than I've ever been treated in my entire life. I was treated like a king. But then again, once you leave America, most countries they treat you like a king. But it's really, they're treating you like a human being, like a man. And as I said before, we've so disrespected here, we don't even know what respect is. But they, you can do business very well.
If these talks with North Korea that are supposed to take place on June the 12th, if they take place, is that good? Is that bad? Because a good summit, good meeting with the North Koreans could be used as a springboard for 2018 Republicans, although it does not seem that Trump's slime sticks to the other Republicans. It seems like it's just exclusively for him.
Right. But yeah,
you can't transfer.
Right,
energy.
right. But here's the thing: what you alluding to, whether it seemingly it will work good for Trump in 2020 if he's still around, and in 2018 because they could be able to say, what our president has done, taxes, and he's done.
Vote for me so I can continue to help him.
Right.
With this agenda.
Right. But see, here's what the Democrats have to do, just as the Republicans did. Excuse me, when Obama killed Osama. They said, the CIA, our soldiers did that. He didn't do that. He act like he pulled the trigger. He didn't do anything. Our soldiers were able to get the information and find out where he was. So we have to let the people.
Who gave the okay?
Yeah, but we have to let them know, just like North Korea, the summit is taking place because of China and South Korea. And
so take some of his power.
Right,
away.
and they doing it because they can make a deal with him because they want to make money and he wants to make money. And they know that he doesn't have any ethics. The only reason that Obama and other presidents couldn't do it is because we have standards here. And we were not going to compromise him. He will compromise our standards. He already said that the FBI is corrupt. Our whole system is corrupt. And so he goes and tells them they're corrupt. We can do anything. So we have to let the American people know.
You've already granted his daughter 12 different patents in the last couple of days.
Exactly. It's all about the money.
China has, yeah.
All about the money for China. China's trying to get as wealthy and as strong as they can get, and they're going to be the #1 country in the world.
By hook or by crook.
Yes. And North Korea is surrounded by China, who's making buku money. They're surrounded by South Korea, making buku money. Japan making buku money, and they say, "Wait a minute, I'm getting tired of this. We want to get on this bandwagon too." Because as I said before, when I was, I guess a couple months ago, the being in China, 25 years ago, that commercial stuck with me all along. It said the 21st century belongs to Asia. Didn't say China, Japan, Asia. All of that peninsula, it belongs to. And so they're going to get stronger, and we're going to get weaker. There's no question about it. And you can see it happening right in front of my face. And the man that's in charge right now, we will be a collapsed nation because he's going to be rich. He might be living over there. But this country will be devastated. And the Democrats have to stand up and let that be known.
And in addition to that, some of the Republicans that know better and know this wrong collectively need to come together. But if it becomes if it's them or him, they'll bail on him. What about Cohen? You think he would he turn?
No.
No?
Would he turn
on Trump?
I'm thinking about Mueller. Yeah. Because this is a man. He's got a family, and he's concerned about his family now. He knows Donald Trump. Okay.
Oh, definitely.
He knows Donald Trump. And
you saw what they said how he acted at his son's what do you call it, bar mitzvah?
No.
Trump.
So
Cohen's.
This is not recent though.
He wanted him to come.
Recently?
No. A couple years ago.
Okay, no, I'm not familiar.
He wanted him to come, and eventually he finally came. So he spoke there. So he said in front of the people that I didn't want to come, but he kept begging me to come. So here I am.
No, I didn't. This was not
complete embarrassment.
Yeah,
he
was Donald Trump, the businessman.
Yeah.
So that show he
doesn't care anything about to that culture. That's a big deal to them. So he has literally no loyalty to anybody. I think he'll definitely throw Kushner under the bus.
He'll throw this country. He's throwing the country under the bus. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but the kids. I think he holds the kids in higher esteem in the country. Yeah. But I think he'll throw Melania under the bus. Only person that I don't think he'll throw under the bus would be the daughter.
And Putin. And people, and we have to.
Putin got something on him. That's why.
And he can make a lot of money with Putin, and they got some big deals ahead. He thinks he's got the whole world in his hands.
He does.
Yeah, he's.
If you really think about it, it is amazing because he went from his birtherism stuff to being humiliated by President Obama at that
dinner, the Washington
the journalist and to becoming angered and really trying to make a run for the presidency when everybody thought it was a joke to actually somehow winning.
Well, you know, the birther issue really helped him to give him the credibility because when he made Obama show his birth certificate, that was it. That's like a slave showing his papers to the man on the road. Let me see your papers, boy. And and he should have never done that. Should have never showed him his papers like that. I gotta show you my birth certificate.
Well, I mean, you know, then the Republicans latched on to that and started to use that as ammunition against him. But it goes back to what I said in the beginning, which is my issue with Democrats. He should have smashed him. He should have swatted him down. And President Obama took the high road. Trump.
So you said President Obama should have smashed him?
Yeah. Because had it been me, I would have said, you know, I probably would have got dirty. It probably would have referenced his wife or and her immigration status or something. You know, you needed to.
Or show me your tax returns.
Or that. You know what I mean? And hit him over the head with it. You know, and he doesn't have to do it, but you can do it through
your surrogates.
Yeah, through your surrogates, and because I never forget Trump's face when he left
at
that
the
correspondence
dinner. Yeah,
and how humiliated he was, how red his face was. He couldn't do anything. And you have to get him like that. You have to humble and humiliate him. Other than that, you know, he'll be fine. But you have to hit him back like that.
Right.
And so other than that's the only way you're gonna be able to beat him. The tiptoeing around because he's too loud.
Right.
He's too loud. And you know.
Exactly. And I think that in 2020, if he's still around, there's going to be a woman that I think it's going to be a woman that's going to defeat him.
But it has to be a woman who's down, and quick on her feet, and younger, and
attractive too.
I think that helps.
Yeah,
that helps.
Yeah,
I don't think Elizabeth Warren is that person.
No, she's not. The woman is not even identified yet.
Yeah,
and she don't have to be. Just like we talked about the attorney.
Ebenadi.
He came out. Good. You know, they're out there. You know, and they will appear when all the ducks are in order. And hopefully he's not going to be here.
Yeah, because that would be. The best scenario would be him gone and new people.
Right. So
or running against Pence or something.
Right. So after the November elections, when you're going to start seeing and hearing names and getting people.
Definitely.
Then when they start talking about they're going to run.
Definitely.
Because you have a.
What about somebody like I think he's lost some of his shine, but Cory Booker.
Yeah, he wants to run, and you know who else wants to run? Former Obama's CIA.
Eric Holder?
Yeah, Eric Holder. He wants to run too, but neither one of them. At this point, I think
Cory Booker would be better.
Yeah.
Than Holder. I like Eric Holder though.
I do too.
I just don't know if.
I don't know if he can. You got to be able to have. He doesn't have charisma. You know, he's a nice
Eric Holder.
Yeah, he doesn't have charisma, and you've got to have charisma, and you got to be able to get people.
He's a former attorney general.
Yeah. He doesn't. I don't think he has that.
Cory Booker.
Corey's much better. Yeah, Corey's much better. Yeah.
He wants to run in that President Obama vein. Cory Booker from New Jersey.
Yeah. Cory Booker, he's possible.
What about Kamala Harris?
I like her. But I really think that I really think that it's going to be a white woman.
So you're thinking about Gillibrand?
I don't know if she, I think that after November they'll start to come out. She might not even be on the horizon right now.
So you think some governor, someone
yeah, somebody that we don't even have on the horizon.
So it's not Oprah.
Definitely not Oprah. Not Oprah.
Oprah could do it though.
I don't know
if she wanted to.
I don't know. A lot of people, it's a lot of dislike for her, jealousy.
But you're gonna dislike everybody.
Yeah, So I don't know.
I saw on YouTube. I was listening to Michael Jackson Thriller album on YouTube, and I read some in the comment section, and somebody put, "This is BS. This album sucks." So they, clearly that album does not suck. One of the best albums of all time, and people had something negative to say about that. So they're gonna have something negative to say about everything.
Listen, they talked about Jesus. Remember, when he said, "I came here to save y'all," right. and they killed him. So I remember when the Black Panthers were passing out food in the 1960s. People talked about them like a dog.
They don't passing out food.
Free food, and then certain areas they got to rioting about the food and snatching food, and so they talked about that. They said, "Well, we just got to get it in order. We just got to get a little bit more orderly with it, So we learn it. So, you don't just scrap it. We learn it, and so they gonna talk. But but like you said, it's a popularity contest. So we got to get the most people to like us.
Agree.
And to agree with that particular person that's running. But they got to have charisma and give a gab and not be scared and be intelligent. That's the key. Trump is cunning, but he's not intelligent. He's cunning, and he's got a lot of things going for him. He got money. That's the main thing he got going for him, is the money.
Yeah.
And then like he says, he laughs about everything. I mean, I'm using my own money. You know what I mean? I got so much money I can use my own money. So and then
he probably could, but he's too cheap to do it.
But he didn't have to. I'm not taking no money. He's taking money from everybody that you can think of. But
so we'll be back next week.
Yeah. We'll be back next week. Radio on Fire. We ain't no liars. So fire.
All right. So thanks, Dad.
All right.